And good evening, Beer Money Nation. This is Paul, and welcome to the Let's Grow Pulling live show. Tonight, we have just a couple of us here, close to the holidays, so everybody's got stuff going on. Bear with me. I'm driving the bus, and I just got my license, so there may be some technical difficulties, but we'll work through them. So
we're not sure if the brakes actually work, so bear with us.
That portion of the test I may have failed. But if you got comments, be sure, questions, anything, throw it in there. We're going to talk about anything and everything. Mainly, we're going to talk about indoor pulling since it is right before first of the year, and we're going to roll into winter pulling here real quick like. So this live show is brought to you by the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association, kind enough to sponsor the show here. To my right, if that makes sense, I'm actually pointing left, it's Mr. Cody Vanderholm. And to his right, of course, we've got Big Rye. So, yeah, Wilson, I see your comment. There's always technical difficulties here. That is a very true statement. So, all right.
Anybody else feel like this is like zoomed in like way more than normal?
Yeah.
Because there's not as many of us to dilute the screen. Let's see. How about that?
No, that's just going
to keep pushing. I'm serious. I got a 5-minute tutorial on this by Jason Schultz while he was doing something else. So we're going to go by feel. We're going to go by.
You're going to get stuck on that page and not know how to rotate through them.
There's little tabs, and I just kind of click on things, and things happen, and maybe they're supposed to happen, maybe they're not. I don't really know.
That's all right. That happens.
But anyway, so first up, let's talk about Lexington, Kentucky. And if I can, bear with me here, share my screen, I will bring up the class order. So they were going to try to join us tonight, Eddie Carey, but they are actually... I think it was Melanie actually said that she was Christmas shopping, as I'm sure some of all of our other guests are. So here we're looking, of course, TNTTruckandTractorPull.com for all your information. The event itself, let's go to the 2022. That'll work a lot better. It's January 6th, 7th, and 8th in the All-Tech Arena, Kentucky Horse Park in Lexington, Kentucky. I don't know how long this pull's been going on, but it's been a couple of years now for sure, and it's one I've always wanted to get to, but never been able to do so. We got some driver information if you're looking for drivers, and let's see here, the drivers list. So if you go to their page, you can kind of scroll through and see hot rod tractor class, pro stock 2-wheel drive. This is a big 2-wheel drive truck pull, if I remember correctly. A lot of trucks, pro stock 4-wheel drives, pro street 2-wheel drives, super stock 4-wheel drives, 2.6 and 3.0 truck classes, super mod 4-wheel drives, super mod 2-wheel drives, light limited super stock class. This is always a big one down there. See a lot of guys heading to Kentucky to do that. And then the mini truck class, which is always a fun one to watch. You don't see that mini truck.
That's that 2-wheel drive small block class, right?
Correct. Yeah. And then they will, most of these classes do go to a finals night. Where did I see that? There was, here, 206 competitors, 11 classes. So it's going to be a pretty good amount of hooks. I don't know what the time on this is. I guess it does say 11 a.m. So yeah, they've got a couple, I think 5 or 6 sessions. I'm really not familiar with this pull, but yeah, I just wanted to bring this up. I don't know, Rye, you've never been to this pull, have you?
Have not.
Okay. Well, like I say, it's one that it always kind of kicks off the indoor pulling season. It seems like they're usually the first out of the gate. And I know these guys, between all the pulls, they try to, or the different pulls that they have indoors, they try not to schedule over the top of each other, and then they try to have classes that maybe the other ones don't. So usually works out pretty good that everybody can get to go pulling. So that is what I've got. Oh, Brad Cottle says he will take a guess that they have been pulling there for 10 years. I was thinking it was something like that. But what is that? Cody, what are you doing? Why are you commenting?
Brad's comment earlier, the one before that. He says, nice hat, Big Rye. And I said, well, he's wearing mine. I'm wearing his.
Well, as long as it just sticks to hat, you guys start wearing each other's pants and other stuff, it's going to get weird in a hurry.
Now you just made it awkward.
Have you seen the two of us stand next to each other, for God's sake?
It's not just awkward for the fact that it's awkward, period. It's that there is a big discrepancy awkward.
Yeah.
I said hat for a reason.
Cody, you would fit in his somewhat. Ryan, I'm sorry, but you're going to be cold. You're not fitting in
leggings.
That
I was thinking maybe you could wear the pants as maybe finger warmers or something, because that's about how they'll fit.
You'd call those the old Pico divider.
There you go.
Yeah, that.
Mm-hmm. And now we're going to change the subject.
Yeah, we're going to move along.
It's not even in the second hour yet, Paul. Jeez.
Well, I don't know.
What are we,
Ryan's,
10 minutes in, and it's
I
already
don't
got
know what
awkward.
Ryan's drinking, so we'll just have to go with it.
100 proof, and it seems like it's not enough proof right now.
Well, you can be the judge on that one. So, all right. I'll show you a little video here of some polls from Lexington right quick. Whoops, wrong one. Maybe.
Yeah, don't show us that tab.
That's second is up,
Yeah. Share. Wait a second. I'm still remove that one. This is not working well. So I'll push this button. That makes me feel better. That's not working either.
You can just hit play, and then you can give us the announcer's description.
Well, I'm trying to get it to where it will share. Stop screen. Okay, now we're rolling. Now we're cooking with Crisco. Give me just a second here. Share. And I'm sorry, I'm not sure who I'm crediting on this. BB Pulling Videos. I hope I don't get into trouble.
Our free business profile helps us stand out and connect with customers on Google.
There we go.
Cody, look, the van.
Yeah,
I don't know what that truck is, but man, that sure is pretty. Mr. Diamond T. Is the van favorite?
Van.
Good Lord, look at all the weight is literally in front of the axle.
That is pretty cool. Blown hook'em. Got some blue neon going on here.
I want to know why this class hasn't taken off beyond Kentucky and maybe a little Ohio and maybe Tennessee.
I don't know what organization these guys generally pull with. If it's not. I don't think it's a Mid-South class. If it's just in the TNT stuff, or maybe USA Pullers has something. But yeah, I mean, they seem to have plenty of vehicles. So, well, that gives you a little bit of a taste there.
It's kind of cool how they had them all lined up inside the arena, then they just back up to the sled and everything's on showcase there. So it makes it pretty easy to see what's going on, what's next.
Yeah. Yeah, they do a pretty good job.
I don't know how they do that with the diesel truck classes.
Those diesel trucks indoors can be
73 feet long, and you got to turn them around, and it takes 10 acres.
Yeah, they definitely have an issue getting turned around. Tucker says the track is too short, same as Louisville. They're all caged animals on a track like that. But the problem with that, Tucker, is that there's just not a heck of a lot of places that you can pull indoors in the winter. And sometimes the tracks are short, but they make the best of it that they can. I know there's places that are shorter. So, all right. Well, that pretty well covers Lexington. So if you guys need any information, you can what do we got here? Do we have our first? This is Kate. Hi, Kate.
Oh, how fantastic.
Hi, Kate.
Kate Henry. Lovely.
I was just going to say, you have the first person you're going to block or what?
For tonight.
For tonight, yeah.
Tucker, if you're still paying attention, tell me how long that track is.
And good night, Kate. Kate has left the building.
Sweet. Bye, Kate.
All right. Oh, look at this guy. He says they need another 100 feet of building. Well, Travis.
I wonder if you know anybody who can build it.
Not everyone has that option. Travis has more building than he
He officially has like a country mile of building.
Yeah, he's got plenty.
Hey,
He's got plenty. And he's going to get more. He's going to get more. He's spoiled. Travis is
Paul.
definitely. Yeah.
You froze. You might shut your video off and back on again because you have a nice cheesy smile on.
Nah, just leave it up. Leave it up. It's fine.
Maybe now.
Yeah, you aren't kidding, Tucker. Then those things are kind of caged animals at 200 foot. God, that's got to be hard on parts.
Too many hooks for ship, not enough day. Well, Brent Shorefighty, have your opinion. Am I still froze?
No, you just started moving again.
Okay, I've got enough energy. I'm able to move again. So, all right, let's talk about the next indoor poll, one that I am very familiar with. Murfreesboro, Tennessee. This is one that I'm not sure we have ever really talked about on this show, other than just mentioning here and there. But the Southern Motorsports Invitational, and these guys, this is the Holbrook family and the Womble family. A lot of people know the Wombles, the Wampus Cat Diesel Super. They put this on with the Holbrooks, and it is at the Mary Miller Coliseum in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and it is the 2nd and 3rd of February, I believe. Sorry, this year it's going to be the 4th and 5th, but we will check out their page here. So this is just released as of the last day or two, from what I understand. I know that they were just getting ready to send out acceptance letters and all of that, but you did have to apply for this poll, and because they do have a limited amount of time. But they will pull Friday night, Saturday afternoon, and then they will have finals on Saturday night. So 85 Pro Farm tractors. These are the same as your 85 Limited Pro, essentially. So they've got a class of those. 9,300 Super Farms. This one here, the Super Stock class, this is one that I'm very familiar with. Bernie always hooks down there. We always make it it's kind of a destination pull for us. We love going down there. But we'll see. We're going to see some tractors this year. A lot of these guys are here every year. Henry Everman usually brings 1 or 2 tractors at least. Jacob's always there with Tennessee Tracks. Kevin Essery's there. Will Height comes every now and then. He's coming this year. Larry Phillips is usually there. So this is a good class, and it's diesel versus alky. So usually they'll pull Friday night, and then they will bring I think the top 6 or 8, I think 6 to the finals on Saturday night in most of these classes. Of course, you're in the South, 6,200 limited lights, ton of these. They'll actually have 2 flights of this, one Friday night, one Saturday afternoon. And then they bring in some diesel trucks. Usually get a good crop of trucks in there. There's some pro stock trucks, another class of limited light supers. And then this year, they've been trying to get some guys in there. The 95 limited pros, they're going to let the 4.1s loose on there. They've had them in there before, but they kind of played around with some classes, and they decided to have them again this year. So we're going to see a few of those tractors down there, and then the 10,000 hot farms. From a fan's perspective, this has to be one of the best facilities to watch a tractor pull at. It is Coliseum style seating. It is very much it's very friendly for any spectators. I don't think there's a bad seat in the house. It's wide open. Usually pretty good about keeping the place warm, as long as they don't have to get too crazy with fumes or anything like that. But great venue. You could walk on the upper level all the way around the facility. But the pits are, you do have to pay to get into the pits. They have pit passes available. And I want to say this is the last time I was there, which was, they got canceled last year because of the COVID thing. Pit passes, I believe it's $15 to get into the show, to get into the arena. And I believe your pit passes are $5. So for $5 extra, you can go down and walk around in the pits, get up close to the tractors. You get down there, they've got the heaters going. Great venue to be at.
Paul, talk about you're a little bit familiar with the light class. Talk about what makes the light class and why that's different than some of the other ones. Like, we don't have that up here.
The light limited class, and I don't really know. I think it's just because I believe it's a Mid-South class. But Tennessee, Kentucky, down in those areas, there are a ton of the light supers. And I'm not sure if that's where they started or not. But it just, once that class got a hold down there, guys just ran with it, literally. They did. It's always big enough that they will field two classes or two flights of them, and they are diesel and alkies in there. I am not familiar enough to know the combinations with the rules and everything, because you can run 2 chargers on a diesel or whatever it is, 1 charger, however it is at this cubic inch. But those guys always come out in good numbers down there, and they do a great job. They put on a great show. And like I said, from a facility standpoint, this is one of the best ones that I've ever been to. Shipshewana, this is what Shipshewana is talking about going to, this stadium style seating. Their track will be longer, from what I hear, but it's literally, there's not a bad seat in the house. It's an awesome show. If I could recommend an indoor pull that you haven't been to this year, I would say make the trek to Murfreesboro. Plenty of hotels in the area right there in Murfreesboro. It's just right off at 24. The Coliseum is very easy to find. There's plenty of parking. Just a great show. I don't believe they're doing a live stream. I don't know that they ever have. I will be there. I will be going live. Sometimes the cell phone signal in there, when you get that many people, gets a little bit sketchy, but we will do as much live stuff as we can from down there. It's a great one. Oh, Brad, thank you for that. I don't think that means MD as in doctor. And they gave us a nice link to follow. So I'm just going to go ahead and block that user. So thank you, MD, for your comment. You are now gone.
You can GTFO.
Yes, in a hurry. So actually, we skipped one. I'm trying to go in chronological order here, and I skipped one, and I should be shot for it because I tried to get.
Going to punch you in the throat.
I know, and I tried to get the guy that's putting the thing on to join us, at least by phone. And as of about 20 minutes ago, he texted me and said that he was working on the warm-up box, and apparently they're trying to put some new pipe on there, and it's not going well. The hot wrench has been brought into the fold, and it is getting the job done, as they say.
Nice.
It was not coming off the way they wanted to, so then they decided that we're going to make this come off. So Clint was not able to join us, but of course we are going to talk about Shipshewana, Indiana, and that baby is coming up real soon. I saw a thing the other day. I think it was 25 days, 24 days, something like that. So it's getting very close to being ready to go. So we are here on the 2022 Midwest Winter Nationals. Shipshewana, Indiana. Here's the official countdown. 23 days, 2 hours, 34 minutes, and 40 seconds, we'll say. I believe, last I knew, they still had some box seats available. If anyone was interested in some box seats, they do have some of that available. You can buy your tickets in advance. At some point, that gets cut off. That may actually be already. But they have plenty of tickets at the door. Do not worry about not getting a ticket. Just show up and bring money for beer and pretzels. You will not be disappointed. Let's see. Let's see about who's going to be pulling on Friday night. So we've got some finals. 97 limited pro stock. So these are going to be your 4-1 guys. And the Dr. Deer. I'm not sure if they're having flight. I think they've got a couple flights of these 4-1s, but there's one of the Balsama tractors. That's a great
another one.
There's one in there somewhere. At least the back half of
back
it is
half.
in there, I promise you. That is Mike last year when the pipe came off on the inside of the motor, off the back of the Charger. And funny thing is that somehow the Corsa data logger, the dash, which is just I think it's a Chromebook or something like that, it actually popped off of that tractor and it got ran over going down the track. So he lost more than
that was a spendy pass for him.
Yes, it was. And as you well know, he did not lift and he smoked that piece up. They weren't overly excited that he did that, but as a puller, you just hammer down. And in Mike's defense, yes, he had a lot of smoke in his face. Maybe should have lifted, but you're always taught to look at the flag guy. So in this instance, he could not see that flag guy. So, yeah, hoping that doesn't happen to him again. Mr. Calvary, this guy here, I believe he was in the top 3 last year in this class. I think that's the first time he's hooked. Well, I know it's the first time he's hooked in Shipshewana, but he was very happy with that. We got Josh Dutton. Ooh, the Dutton name. Whew. I don't know if you want to mess with that tractor. Any of you Yellowstone fans out there?
If I've never met Josh in person, but if he sounds at all like Kevin Costner, run.
Yes.
If he has a cooler, run.
Yeah, if he has a cooler, there's a rattlesnake in it. Go away.
And if he has a sister, Beth, do not ask for her phone number.
Oh, no. I totally will.
We got Larry Fulton here with the deer money. Running in the red, Tom Gallitz. It's a Wisconsin tractor.
Tom's good.
If Tom's there, I'm quite sure that Nick will be there. Hey, look at this. Jesse, how do you pronounce that name? I need Schultz here. Giza, not Giza. It is Giza.
Yep.
Hard lesson learned there. International Addiction, Mr. Brad Hartman. We know that tractor very well.
Yep.
Was that that was the PPL points champion tractor this year, was it not?
Indeed it was.
That's right. Piloted by his dad most of the time. Unfortunately, we lost Mr. Hartman, but the boys are still running these tractors. They're no stranger to this tractor or the other one in the stable, so always somebody to watch out there. The Red Express Ray Hireen. Is this the one that was at Nashville?
Yes.
Oh, my God. if you get the chance, you got to get up next to this tractor. That thing is sharp. That is a beautiful shade of red.
Looks even better if you can catch it outside around
I bet.
like 5 o'clock when the sun's starting to go down. Oh,
Mr. John Cutts, the Digging Deer. Ross Langmaid, Colin Lear. So there's red and green in this. Chris Lear, got a white. John Meyer Jr., the grain handler, the high class hooker, and that's a picture of a Bowsema tractor. So
and that is correct. He bought Mike's 4000.
Gotcha.
Phil and Kendra pull a 3.0 truck, and she drives the wheels off of that, and once in a while she lets him drive. And Phil wanted his own toy. Now he's got one.
Well, he got a good one there. Shoot to Thrill, Mr. Chad Russell. That was and I believe this picture was taken at Henry, Illinois. He was your winner on the PPL Henry, Illinois hook in the 4-1 class. So, yeah, lots and lots of tractors, lots of hooks at a great venue. Just unbelievable. And I mean, Rye, you've been to Ship, anything that you can think of as far as must do for pullers and fans?
Eat a pretzel.
That seems to be a very
couple hours later, eat another one.
If you wait a couple hours, you've waited too long. I literally could go back and just, they're buttery. I've had both the sweet version and the salty with the cheese. Either way, you can't go wrong. And the pork chop dinners, you won't go wrong there either. But
you probably ought to stop and load up on some popcorn while you're there.
Oh, yes.
We know a guy.
Oh, yeah. There is a place right down the road, I would say mile, if that, not even that.
Sounds about right.
And my guess is that there's probably a yellow Pro Stock tractor sitting in the showroom of that place. So if you get the chance, stop by Russ Yoder's place, Yoder Popcorn. He's got a couple of little things going on there. He's got, of course, the popcorn shop. There's a couple of tractors in there. If they're not working on the Pro Stock, it's usually in there with the hood up. You can go to the Corn Crib Cafe that they have down there. It's open, I think, till 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Highly recommend the BLT sandwiches. They're amazing. And then for all you coffee people, if you're looking for a good cup of coffee, hit up Great Lakes Coffee right there. It's just right through the wall, and you can walk into one door in that building, and it's a pretty good sized complex, and you can walk down a hallway and get to the Corn Crib Cafe, or you can walk just a little bit further and you can get to the coffee shop. So you can do popcorn, a sandwich, and a cup of coffee or a latte or whatever it is you want to get. Highly recommended. Misty will tell you if you want a good cup of coffee, go check them out. And you can sit and ooh and ah over a yellow Pro Stock. It's right there, hoods up. You can look at it, do all you want, check it out. Don't touch, don't get on it.
That's right.
They have signs. But yeah, there is plenty of good things to do in that town. There's so many restaurants. This is one of the pulls that I believe it was Tim McVicker said that he brought his wife, and he said that she actually wants to go back. And he said, I'm not sure how I feel about that because, pulls are supposed to be for the boys, but she was all about it because there's plenty of shopping for the girls. And, oh, yes. So this guy right here knows a little something about it. And we got a birthday boy. Esden Bartling turned 18 years old today. So he is slated to be there with the possum. But yes, if you're looking for a camper, you're right in the right area. Campers everywhere. There are a lot of them made up there. So,
and while I'm thinking of it, while you're at Russ Yoder's buying popcorn, there's a variety that he has. If you're like me and you don't like getting popcorn stuck in your teeth, they have Russ has a version or a variety called Lady Fingers. It's little itty bitty tiny kernels of popcorn, like the smallest things you've ever seen. But there's no hull. There's nothing to get stuck in your teeth.
Yeah,
pretty snazzy.
That's always a plus for me because I can't stand that either.
I could definitely get on board with that one.
Yeah, I'm not one.
Next time you're up, remind me. I'll send you home with some.
Yeah,
we bought, I don't know, a 10 or 15 pound bag, and that's more than any two people. That's more popcorn than any two people can eat in 5 years. So you're welcome to some of it.
They generally call that a problem, Brian.
I'm kind of,
someday I will just take the phone and I will go into the storage closet, and then we can talk about problems. Yeah, we're all set up for the next zombie apocalypse or toilet paper shortage or, God forbid, popcorn shortage. We're pretty okay. We're good to go.
Yep.
I have 2 full boxes of Boy Scout popcorn, but I tell you what, that sweet and salty popcorn that they have, that stuff is good.
Yeah.
Is that a fake kettle corn, or is it real deal kettle corn?
I think it's a real deal. I mean, it comes in like a popcorn, like a Lay's chips bag, more than you pop it yourself. But it's pretty addictive. I mean, you sit down and you have half the bag gone.
By the way, welcome to snack time on Beer Money.
Yeah. And here's something that might actually make me look stupid, I guess. I don't know. I don't know the difference between popcorn and kettle corn. I thought it was all the same.
It is.
So why do they call it popcorn and kettle corn?
Because I believe after they pop it, it goes into a kettle with like a simple syrup.
Oh. So it's popcorn. It's popcorn enhanced.
Yeah.
It's modified popcorn.
Yes.
It's a mod class of popcorn.
That's right.
Nice.
That's right.
Nice. They can run more than just the stock chassis.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Got that all figured out now. Cool.
Hey, how many people we got in the how many people we got in the audience right now?
103.
All right. I want every one of you to type in, what's your favorite snack to munch on while you're at a pull? Like
Beer.
Yeah. The first person who writes beer gets roasted. Don't put in beer.
All right, fine. I won't type in my comment then.
That's right. You don't. And the reason I ask is because I'm trying to, us are trying to help promoters come up with new and interesting things. And if we hear that, the best thing ever at a tractor pull is a taco truck, well, you know what? That helps us tell somebody who's looking for something different and can't get, tired of pulled pork nachos or whatever. Well, then maybe, we can pitch that idea and say, hey, listen, this got some steam. So don't tell us beer because we already know that sells. Tell us what your favorite snack is.
Short Fighty just said ribeye steak sandwiches. I tell you what, get your local cattlemen's there to grill. That is a good way to get people there. They come for the food and the entertainment, and it is a good time.
Bingo. Shout out to Unionville. Those guys do a heck of a job with a steak sandwich. Pizza. The Italian style pizza at Langford. Tucker, is that like in a real deal pizza oven kind of thing?
Well,
like wood fired?
See, that's one that I believe it was Blake Howell always talked about at the pulls that they have over there in Indiana. There is it's a wood fired pizza truck thing that comes out, and it's supposed to be really good. He posts about it just about as much as he posts about that blue tractor they got whenever it's time for pulling.
I kind of think I remember that too.
What's that?
I kind of think I remember seeing something about that too. And I know that, there was one at, there was a wood-fired pizza oven at Diesel's and Dark Corners. And tell you what, the line wrapped, good Lord. The line was so long it wasn't even funny. Cody had to bribe some kid to go and stand in line.
There was a little kid behind me, and I was like, so how's the pizza? He's like, oh, it's really good. I was like, I will give you $5 extra. How much does it cost? And he goes, $20 or $15. I was like, I'll give you a straight $20 bill. and he went and stood in line. He got 2 of them, but it was good. It was really good.
Yeah, it was good pizza. I had some too.
Yeah, I was nice enough to share with Ryan.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are digging the ice cream. It seems like
I noticed. I guess that makes sense. I mean,
oh yeah. Especially on an afternoon poll. And I believe it was Robert Danner. He likes homemade ice cream. Robert, I wonder if you've ever been to Pinckneyville to the Thresherman show and got the cobbler and ice cream. There is an Amish family that brings the little John Deere single cylinder deals, and they have tons of ovens there somehow that they power, and they cook like 4 or 5 different kinds of cobbler. It's warm cobbler with homemade ice cream, and there is a line every day when they're open. It is
BRB going to my car and driving to Pinckneyville.
We know Paul's still frozen again, but Ryan's face was frozen for cobbler. Let me tell you.
Am I frozen still?
No, it comes in and out.
Okay.
You have this real funny look on. I should screenshot it and send it to you. But I did send you a picture in the chat for our chat on Facebook for what the dome for the pizza place down Diesel and Dark Corners looks like.
See, you are firing this stuff to me, and I'm not good enough to like throw it over to where we can see it on the screen. So I'll post it later or something because I ain't doing that. I will jack this thing up 9 ways someday. So
if I share my screen, did you figure out how to do that? If I share my screen, how you accept that?
There is only one way to find out, Cody. One way.
All right, hold on.
All right. Hopefully it pops up and says, hey, do you want to see his screen? I'm going to say, sure. And I have, looky there. There it is.
The dome in all its gloriousness.
I got to believe that's a pricey little deal right there.
Those ovens are expensive. I got a buddy who has one here in town in Des Moines, and oh yeah, they put some money into that.
They need to call that the Duracell because it's the copper top.
Adam, you did miss out. It was pretty good. And when you don't have to stand in line, wait for it yourself, and you bribe a little kid, it was awesome. But he was a good spirit. He was up there like trying to video everything and whatnot. So I sent him a quick video of one of the trucks, and he thought that was the coolest thing ever. It was kind of fun because I mean he was so excited. So
harsh, Lisa, harsh.
I like how fast he moved off of that comment.
Yeah,
I stared at it. So yeah. All right. So now that we've covered that one,
we can move on. We can move on from snack time.
Yeah, just keep the comments coming. We'll pull them up there as if you guys have seen anything that you want or whatever. But yeah, now we're going to get to the big one, the granddaddy of indoor pulling, as they say. Where is it? Right here. Louisville. And I don't know that we've really talked much about these since since the picks have come out. I know that there was a lot of discussion with the super farm tractors, and I believe that the rule that they tried to put in place has been since modified. They were wanting them to go to, I believe, to a 3x4 smooth bore, and those guys pretty well run slotted chargers all summer long. So I believe they've got that. I thought I saw in there that they've got that changed back, or maybe I saw it wrong, but a lot of discussion around that. So these are your Wednesday night vehicles, and you can go to champpull.org and you can see all of these. We'll have a pick'em contest coming at some point for these. We just got to get it all put together. We've got some other stuff going on that we're working on. But
we do like to torture Brent with spreadsheets and things like that. And Brent's kind of a glutton for punishment when it comes to those things too, because he likes them.
Yep. And he says they're easy. They're pretty easy to do. So he's kind of digging his hole there.
Right.
Give us a 30-second overview of the Pick'em contest for people who have not been here before to understand what you're talking about.
So what we do is we basically put together a form that you can go online. There'll be links. Hey, looky there. Speaking of the devil, is he coming? Is he there? He is there.
Yes, Satan.
There he is. So we were just talking about pick'em contests. So basically, Cody wants a 30-second little synopsis of what the pick'em contest is about. So Brent, since you just joined, you haven't talked yet. Go for it.
Pick'em contest. So we'll be doing it for Shipshewana for the Midwest Winter Nationals, as well as this poll, the National Farm Machinery Show Championship poll. So what we'll do is we'll put together all the invites for each class for each session of polling. You will pick who you believe will be the winner in each class, and we will total up the points. If your poller makes it to the finals, you will get more points. And if they make the finals and win, you'll get even more points. So it'll all depend on who ends up winning, who makes the finals, and who wins the finals. Add all those up, and Schultz usually puts together some sort of prize packages and have a chance to win some hats, T-shirts, stickers, other things, whatever he decides to put together. So, yeah, that's the synopsis to that.
There you go, Cody. There's your answer. So, yeah, Jer Setter has got a great comment. When you talk about time to eat at a tractor pull, anytime them Bausma boys got something heating up, you want to be somewhere in the area. That's good eating. That I can promise you.
I would also say the same thing for the Nashville show when
Bartlings.
Bartlings? Yeah. When Bartlings come to play. Is it Danny's brother? Danny's cousin?
His cousin, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Danny's cousin, homeboy can cook. And he absolutely loves doing it. And gosh, what did we have last time?
There was Boudin,
Bob's and Boudin and
fries.
Yeah, like he elevates. Fish. I mean, like the Bausmas and Danny's cousin, they just elevate the game.
Well, one thing that one to note here is that Danny's brother Jason and his cousin both jump on that stuff, and they can both cook. So
okay.
they got a little team thing going on there, and they both know how to cook. So you will eat good for sure after that pull.
Yeah, and down in Nashville, Danny's cousin was cooking. He started cooking at like 8 o'clock at night, 8:30 or something like that, and was cooking till almost midnight. Yep. So, and he just kept going, and people kept eating, and he fed a lot of people that night.
Yeah,
but it was amazing. That was some of the best food I've had in a long time.
Yep, very much so. But yeah, so the farm machinery show, we will have that. I don't know when. We have not said when we're going to actually put that together. We've kind of been working on some other stuff.
I usually put those together. It's usually kind of like the the farm show will start on a Wednesday. So we'll probably have that out probably by Thursday or Friday the week before. At least try to get out sometime around a week before. Yep. And then same for Midwest Winter Nationals. It'll try to be towards the middle end of the week before the event as well. So try to give at least 5 or 6 days for people to get votes in, and let's try to break the record. Last year, I think it was just shy of 600 entries for Midwest Winter Nationals.
Nice.
In Shipshewana. So I think we can break that. And I think we can do it for both as well. So it'll be cool to bring that back, and it's always makes it a little bit more interesting for, if you actually attend the event or watch it live, you have somebody to root for in each class too. So,
Here's one that everybody is going to be watching, this super stock diesel class or super stock class again. So they are going to run the diesels and alkies again together. A lot of opinions as to what may have happened. The last time these guys ran head to head, but I believe there was 3 alkies and 3 diesels that ended up in the finals. So be very interesting to see how this goes. This thing had everybody talking before the last farm show that they had. Of course, last year was canceled because of COVID, but the prior year, a lot of people were really, really hyped about this class here, and so it's going to be good to see what we got coming on that class again. So you can go to champpool.org. You can see all these drivers, and like I said, once we get the pick'em contest going, we'll get a link out on Beer Money and everywhere, and you'll see that, so you can log in. And is it one per person? One. Yeah, so 1 entry per person. You're not gonna. It's not like the NCAA tournaments where you're gonna
fill out 9 brackets.
Yeah, so you pick the underdogs, or if that's such a thing in tractor pulling, but not really, because at this place you've got all the top dogs there. So, but yeah, as Robert mentioned, the 8-inch smoke tube. We'll see if that is what makes the difference. Those diesel supers put out a lot of that black stuff. And it's going fast, and it's very hot.
Was that was that kind of like a back pressure thing? Was that why that tube didn't do the job?
It just I've been around diesel supers enough to know that if the exhaust gets, and it's basically goes for any motor, the exhaust side gets, as they say, constipated. You can't get that exhaust away. It's very detrimental to the way that tractor runs. And I think we saw that with a couple of tractors, but on the Blagrave tractor, it just the tube just couldn't handle it all, and they'd run it.
Suck it out fast enough.
Yeah, it can't keep it away. So a bigger tube, they're hoping will get that fixed and see if we can make it happen. But we'll find out come February. And if on all of these polls, I know that the Midwest Winter Nationals has a live stream. I'm not sure about Kentucky. I don't think Murfreesboro does. Farm Show, of course, does, if you can't be there in person. And then the next poll that we're going to talk about will have a live stream as well. So Robert has done some testing, and it does help back pressure. So that's only going to make them motors run better.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Farm Show. It's a short track. You got to let it all hang out as quick as you can. I know that Travis has been on here and talked about some of the issues that the diesel supers have when it comes to indoor pulling because of that tube. So it's quite a chore, I'm sure, to get that all away from that motor. So
if Robert's been doing some testing already, I know who he tests with, and that sounds like a certain somebody's coming with a vengeance.
I'm quite sure that they will. So, all right. Well, let's go to the next one, and we're going to talk about a new tractor pull that is coming.
News on here quick?
Say what?
Can I break some news on here quick? I just looked at my emails, and we officially filled up our first class for the Pullers Championship.
Nice.
All right. Well, we're going to come back to that thought, because I'm going to call it that there's a second class that, in my opinion, is full as well. So
very close to, yep.
It is. There's more tractors than there is room. We'll put it that way, and we'll talk about it shortly. But first, I want to talk about a new indoor pull that is happening, and this is where the hell is it? Here we go. 2022 Southern Illinois Indoor Pulling Championship. This is going to happen at DuQuoin, Illinois. And again, we've got the countdown, 73 days. So here is what your classes look like. We got 6 classes. The mini rods, these are the big mini rods. These are the full-blown big tire, the fun ones to watch go down the track. Of course, they're all fun, but the big mini rods are there. We got 5,800-pound light modifieds. A lot of those tractors in the ITPA, a lot of them out in Nebraska. farther out to the west. So those tractors are going to be there.
That is a fun class.
Yes, it is. You'll see all kinds of engine combinations, Hemis, turbines. Or was it turbines or turbines? Didn't we have this discussion?
Turbines, I believe.
I don't know. They're hot air motors. So we got the 6,200 pound super mod 2-wheel drives. These are your PPL level, full bore, big 2-wheel drive trucks. Lightweight super stock. So these are your PPL light supers. 85 limited pros and 95 limited pros. They're going to run 3 sessions, and they're going to run all classes, all sessions. Saturday night they'll have the finals. So sessions 1 and 2 are qualifiers. The registration for this is open. They do have a limited amount of space available, and we are. This is through the track at Holzhauer's. Brad Holzhauer's doing this down at DuQuoin. They have a great big building. It's on the Southern Illinois State Fairgrounds. So in DuQuoin, I believe if I'm not mistaken, it's the Coke building, the Coca-Cola building. They have a huge area. I believe they're going to try to run 2 tracks. They do all kinds of like arena cross in here. So as far as the alcohol fumes, you will not have an issue. They have got some of the best ventilation that you can imagine. So if you're in any of those classes, the registration is open right now, and they are doing a limited amount of entries. So you need to get your entry in if you want to do this March 4th and 5th in DuQuoin. Again, this is What's Smoking. Clint's going to be running this show, so you'll see some of us down there. But going to be a great pull, great facility. Highly recommend it. They haven't had any pulls down there in a while that I'm aware of, but they have had them before. But they've been doing some looking down there and getting everything in order. So that's one that's coming up, and that is March. That is the first weekend in March, I believe, the 4th
and 5th.
4th and 5th.
4th and 5th.
Right on the screen there, Paul.
Hey, it's right there on the screen. Hey, Brent, you missed it. I gave a warning because I got a 5-minute tutorial on how to run this show. So if I miss a date or two here and there, just be advised that I just got my license and I just took off with the bus. So we'll see how this goes. I haven't wrecked it too hard yet. I got close to the white lines a time or two, but I haven't wrecked it yet. So
granny shifting, not double clutching over there.
Yeah, no, we're taking it easy today. You'll see no burnouts, no showing off. All right, and then there's a couple other polls to mention. I know Cowtown, they are in the process of getting some classes together. So we should see some more information on that for 2022. Again, it's going to be in Kansas City, just like the last one. And Ken is working on getting that together, Ken and Ron. And then Keystone. We've got Keystone to talk about, and they have a little bit of information out there. And I did find that. If I can find it again.
I believe currently entries are open for those that were registered for 2020, the COVID year that canceled them. And that's open until a certain date in January, and then it will open up to the rest of the public once they get their 2020 invites, give them the first chance to sign up, and then they'll determine how many spots are still open and then open it up for the general public. So,
okay. Well, I pulled up their website. They do have some information on the 2022 show. Got a lineup. This is not the actual pull order. These are just the classes that are going to pull each night. So you can watch their page, and you can watch their website to see how things are moving along. Again, this is scheduled to be, I believe, the same weekend as Cowtown. It's the 17th, 18th, and 19th of 2022. So as of right now, everything is a go, and they are getting information together. So keep an eye on their page as well as the Cowtown Showdown for more information on that one. Oh, I forgot, Brad. Sorry, this is why I'm a better just participant as opposed to trying to get this show together, because I did do a little research before this, but I knew I would forget some. But Brad was kind enough to remember that Zellwood and Ocala, Florida are coming up in January. And these I usually think are like a week apart.
I believe Zellwood will be first, and I think that is the weekend after Shipshewana for Clint's poll.
That sounds right.
And then Ocala will be. I have it pulled up here because they're now co-sanctioned or sanctioned with NTPA.
Yes.
They are going to have a Region 6. They'll have 4 region classes down there. They'll qualify for region points. But that's January 28th and 29th. The NTPA classes are light super stocks, 2-wheel drive trucks, modified minis, and light limited super stocks. I know they also have a modified class there, light limited pro stock class, where it's kind of a combination class of the light pros, limited pros. I think they have like a small block or like a naturally aspirated mini rod class, like a pro stock 2-wheel drive class, and I think they have a 4-wheel drive class of some sort as well. So I don't know if Brad has more information. I know that's on their Facebook page somewhere. So.
Robert, yes, they will be pulling in Kansas City this year. Cowtown has not released class lists yet, but they are working on it. We should know something here pretty quick. I've seen a couple of posts that they are working on it, so we should know something here. I believe that plan is as well in March, that weekend of St. Patrick's Day. It's like the 17th, 18th, somewhere in that range.
Yep.
But yes, we will, once we get information on that, we will definitely get that out there. So yes, they are planning to pull Kansas City again this year. So, and that is all of the winter pulling that I have. And I know there's more out there, but that's what I had as far as this race. Okay. Kenny, indoor points race. What are you talking about, Kenny? Come on now. You got to give me more than that. Kenny's one of our 618 Motorsports brothers. He's you've seen the Riding Dirty tractor. That is out of the Kazuzik stable. So while we're waiting on Kenny to get us some more information, I am going to.
I was going to say, Paul, too, just a couple of the other indoor polls, or at least one other one, is NTPA's spring indoor poll in Shipshewana as well.
Yep.
They did change the classes up a little bit. They brought back the light super stock class. They will be having hot farms. They dropped super farms and limited pros and added the hot farms and light pros, and then they added back the light supers and light pros, and then it's the hot farms, the 3.0 diesel trucks, and missing a class. Can't think of it off the top of my head.
Okay. Is that somewhere online?
Yes, it's on NTPA's website.
Okay.
And just look here quick. It is, and Pro Stocks, of course. And they did just release that Rusty Oder and Mike Connie are putting up a pretty good sized purse for the Pro Stock class. So Mike Connie put up $2,500, and Rusty Oder looks like he may also put up. Oh no, he put up $6,000 and then another $2,500. So the winner of the Pro Stock class will earn $5,000 for the weekend. So
nice.
And then the other poll I was going to talk about is the Angry Farmer indoor poll. That was usually in Eaton, Ohio. Mm-hmm. That one is no longer going to be happening, as I guess that building that they were polling in is being turned into a storage area. So they'll no longer be doing the indoor poll there.
Now, did they move that outdoors for the COVID year?
They did, and they are not doing that still. They're not going to continue with that. There's a post that I know that the Bingham family had posted on the Mark page, as well as Angry Farmer had shared it around. So kind of sucks, because that did seem like they had a pretty good turnout there for pollers, and fans, I think on the second night had a pretty good class as well. So,
but are they actually confirming that their goose is cooked, or aren't?
Yes, it's already been confirmed that they are no longer going to have an indoor pool and that they are not proceeding with an outdoor pool. That they said to support the county fair pool now. So,
I see.
Which is a regional event, I believe, with NTPA during the summer. I think they might have two of them actually with NTPA.
Could be. That I don't know. Kenny had a comment on here: compete for points in 85 limited pros on the indoor accumulation. I have not heard of that, but that's kind of a cool idea. Not sure if that's a thing.
I think there's enough indoor pools that you could do something like that.
Oh yeah, and I know it was talked about with some other classes, but it didn't come to fruition. But that would be a cool thing to do if you could get some of these promoters to get something together, and let's see if we can do that.
I mean, between Cowtown, Brad's new indoor pool here that he's putting together with Clint. Obviously, Clint's pool. I mean, you got plenty of them.
Mm-hmm.
You can do like a 3-day or a 3 pull swing or something like that.
We'll have to see if we can get these guys on board with that. It may be a little late this year, but we might be able to throw something together. We'll talk to them and check it out. Thanks for the idea, Kenny. All right. So I think that pretty well covers that plus some. Like I said, I didn't have a whole lot more.
Cornhusker?
Cornhusker, I have not heard anything about it. Do you know anything about it?
I'm not sure if I do or not. I kind of thought I heard something positive. Amy Jo, if you're still on, you want to throw something in the comments and just tell us either maybe something's happening or no, shut up, move on. Whatever, something. But I thought I did hear something maybe a little bit positive in that regard. So maybe Cornhusker might still happen. I don't know. Don't quote me on it. Nobody light me up on pull off. At least not about this. You can feel free to do it for any number of other topics.
Okay. Well, I'm ready to talk about outdoor pulling. And
I'm ready to talk about what this class is that's full.
Well, Brent, you want to take this? You're the tech guy on all of this. So if you guys don't know, we are talking about the Pullers Championship. Mm-hmm. And Brent, take it away.
So I guess, so we did fill literally 10 minutes ago our first class. Obviously, there was really only 3 classes that could have been filled up until, the end of the year because of Promoter's Choice classes. But the 85 Limited Pros, every single one of our invites, the initial 12 did accept. And Wayne Tender was just the last one that we were waiting on. Awesome. And he did just commit. So he is paid for, and we have a full class of 12 85 Limited Pro stocks. So that is our first official full class. And we are 3 shy from filling the Super Stock Diesel Tractor class. One of them has said yes to committing. One of them, they are unsure that they are not going to be able to make it. But we do have 3, 4, 5 other.
We got plans.
That are interested. So
yes,
and we're still working on a certain couple. So we're getting there with that class. That class might take a little bit to commit because it's going to come down to parts. So, but we know for a fact that we can easily fill that class because they have been excited for it, and they are they're eager, to do something like this. And I
was a little worried when we decided to have the Super Stock Diesel class because those guys, and I've talked with a lot of these pullers, they've called asking about information and stuff. Those tractors are so hard on parts. If they can keep them together, they're usually, they're ready to go. But with what we're seeing with parts availability, some of these guys they're telling us, hey, we've got a tractor that we want to bring. We need a couple of key parts. If we can get those, we think we can get everything together and be there. And there's a bunch of them that are in that boat, but there's a lot of them that have already said, yep, we'll be ready. We want in, and have supported this poll. I would venture to say just about as good as any other class. I mean, they have really stepped up. Travis helped us out. Travis Schlaball helped us out quite a bit, getting the word out to these pullers, and everybody seems to be really excited for it. So we are super excited. I myself, I may have to buy the live stream because I'll be doing something at the pool, but I'm going to want to sit down and watch this thing unfold. So great lineup of tractors. I will share the Facebook page for the Pullers Championship, and there was somebody that Brent, you just posted.
Yep. And going back to that Superstock diesel tractor class, I think it's going to be cool that because there's a tractor that I haven't seen pull yet in that class. Actually, there's two of them in that class that I haven't seen pull. One, I don't think many of you know actually exists. And let's just say the motor's won championships before, but I don't think people know that there's somebody running that motor.
Yep.
So that one will be, that puller should be probably sometime next week that they'll be announced. Don't really want to try not to spoil some of these. Some of them kind of are surprises, especially with the promoter's choice that we go out and kind of make sure that we can fill the class and everything. Honestly, there's a promoter's choice because, like Paul said, we were kind of on the fence on if we were able to. We thought that we'd be able to field 12 strong tractors and not have to kind of beg people to be there. But honestly, it's been the easiest class to get. So it's been awesome. And then even there's one puller that called me, was worried about farming, had some questions, said, I don't think I make it. Calls back 3 weeks later and said, screw it, let's do it, and signed up that night. So the fact that all these pullers are, they're excited and, they think it's a cool idea. And, talking with a lot of people, I was at the WTPA banquet. I mean, there's guys in different classes that want to be down there. Some of them want to be, hope they get voted in. So it's exciting for us as, the promoters for this event to see the pullers excited for it and how much the fans are excited to be there as well. So we're looking forward to, this event, and I'm looking forward to the fan voting. I think that's going to be awesome, and, seeing who the fans want to see there.
So if you guys are not liking and watching the page, Brent is releasing some of these pullers as they commit. So today, about 2 hours ago, he put this one up. Adam Spiegelberg is bringing Detonator Black. So he's committed. He's going to run in that light super class. And we try to post stuff from different pullers on here. This is from PRI. This is a motor that Van and Patty built.
If you're trying to switch to something, Paul, it didn't switch.
It didn't switch? All right. Let's try this again.
Crash your face is also frozen, so
I merely got in the ditch. I'm going to bring it back on the road.
Shut up. Crash the bus.
All right. Can you see me now?
Yeah.
All right. So Adam has committed, and you guys can go. Brent tries to post one of these every day or so.
Yep.
Like I said, here's a video of a motor, super stock diesel truck motor that Van and Patty took to PRI. This guy here, I'm not really sure who this guy is, but
some no name.
Yeah, I think he's going to be there, so I'm told. Brad Deckard is bringing the full bore tractor. We've seen him a couple times in the summer. Runs a lot of USA pullers and some Mid-South stuff, but going to see that tractor, and you can keep scrolling down. This one here, I've never seen in person. I've seen it online a lot, and
let me tell you what, you're in for a treat. All of you.
It just looks mean the way it's set low like that. Big hood, the 50/20 hoods. Yeah, it's going to be good.
Paul, I'm not kidding when I say that I can almost, just standing on the ground, I can almost look over that roll cage. That thing is that low to the ground.
So
I see a comment there for emailing sponsorship forms in. Mail them in. It's at the bottom. If you go on the website, there'll be a sponsorship or sponsors tab. Click on that. There's a form on there. You'll be able to download the form, print it off, and then just fill it out and send it into the address that is listed on there. That'll go right to the people that take the money, and that will get you a sponsorship. All the banners and everything get printed by Holes Hours, so you don't have to worry about banners. And
when you make out that check, make sure you make it out to
the track at Holes Hours.
Yep. Don't make it out to the Pullers Championship.
No,
you have to make it out to the track at Holes Hours.
All checks may be made out to the track at Holes Hours, and like I said, there's some stuff online. We are also working. We will have it up soon. Some more information as far as vendors. So if you've got if you sell T-shirts or merch or whatever, and you want to be in the vendor area, we'll have some information there. Same thing. You can print it off, send your check in. You will be on an asphalt parking lot. You're not in the mud or anything like that. It was just put down this year, so it's a good surface. We don't have any electrical hookups or anything for your trailers. It's one thing we don't have, but we have got plenty of room, and we are going to have a kids zone. We're going to have a fans area. Again, with the Pullers, we're going to do a merch tent. I will get some information out on that as well. If the fans want to come and buy a shirt or some merch, if you've got some you want to sell, we're going to have a stand up there for you, and we're not taking anything off of it. As far as we're not marking anything up, you guys set the prices. We will sell them for you, turn the money over to you. Hopefully you guys can sell some merch and, I don't know, pay for some cool stuff for your tractors and trucks. But the fans will have a place. And then $15 gate admission. So we're going to do a Friday night, Saturday night show. $15 gets you in the gate, and it is open pits. So you come in, you are free to go on the grandstand side. You can go on the pit side, come early, go check out these tractors. It's going to be an awesome show. Talk to the drivers. Don't be afraid to ask if your kid can get on there and take a picture. I mean, a lot of these guys will allow you to do that, and we just want you guys to come out. We actually, normally it was $20 at the show for a pit pass. We said, heck with that. Let's make it to where it's $15. Everybody gets everywhere. There'll be food vendors and all that. So, it's going to be a great show, and we're really, really looking forward to it. But one thing that we haven't mentioned yet, which is very important, if you are an initial invite, so you have been contacted by one of us or maybe your class rep or something, if you're an initial invite, you have until December 31st, 11:59 p.m. to accept your invite. If you do not accept your invite, and by accept, I mean go online, fill out your registration, put your credit card information in, and accept that. That's how you formally accept your invite. If you don't do it by 11:59 on December 31st, you have technically declined your invite, and you will not be able to come to the show. We want to see all of you there. You're probably going to hear from us again before the deadline, just so you know. I know everybody's this time of year is kind of busy. You know, people are still, in some cases, farming or finishing up farming. And then others, you've got the holiday swing. So hopefully with this little bit of time in between the holidays, you get a little time to relax, kind of recoup after you've ate yourself silly, and get online. Very easy to do. Brent has made it super easy. If you've done any kind of sign up for like Shipshewana or anything like that, Brent and Ryan worked together and got that set up. It's the same setup. Enter your credit card information in, and you will be locked in. January the 3rd, which is like, less than 2 weeks away?
2 weeks from today is January 3rd.
Yep.
When the fan voting opens, but it'll be a week from Friday at 11:59 is when the initial invite registration closes.
Yes. So after 11:59, you can try it, but you won't be able to get in on the initial invite. January 3rd on Let's Grow Polling Live, I believe, we are going to open up the fan voting for the rest of the remaining spots in all classes, with the exception of, I believe, one. But we will have a list. Brent has worked on this list. We may have like 2 or 3 spots to fill in some of these classes, and there is, I know on a couple of them, there's 200 plus vehicles listed.
I just added up for the classes that will be fan voted so there's 3 classes that's just promoter's choice. I was 85 limited pros, super stock diesel tractors, obviously besides the 5 initial invites, and then the super semis. We're trying to get 6, and with the super semis too, we currently have 2 signed up, but we have reached out to a few more of them, and we got some more that are interested. Again, parts, they aren't really sure, but we have plenty of time with that class to make sure that we can fill it. And but it's adding up. We're going to have probably close to 700 total fan votes, drivers or tractors and trucks to be fan voted in. So there's like 2-wheel drives. There's going to be about 200 of them that will be on that list. Light supers, there's close to 80 of them that'll be on that list. So there's going to be plenty to choose from. They competed in 2021, they will be on that list. If they didn't pull in 2021 for whatever reason, some of them have reached out to us. We kind of came up, we talked about it, and we will let drivers that didn't pull in 2021 on the list. They need to get a hold of us and let us know, because we're not going to go back and search the last 5 years for vehicles.
Yes.
Because it took me 3 days, about 3 to 4 hours a night, putting these lists together, just trying to find all the drivers through all the associations in the country. So we probably miss people. So if they're not on the list, let us know. If you didn't pull in 2021 and you want to be on the list, you got to let us know. 2 weeks.
You got to make your case.
Yep. So obviously there's pullers that they were waiting on parts last year. They couldn't make it. There's going to be a new modified tractor on that list. So just putting out teasers out there. But they get the invite. They're coming. So they told us that they want to be on that list. So we put them on there, and we're excited for this. And I think it's going to be, nothing's ever been done like this before, where the fans have a say on who they want to be there. So there's a lot of pullers that want to be on there as well. So we're hoping that they make their case. They push their social media, push their fans to go vote for them, family, all that. And I think that's what's going to help generate a lot more hype for this event, and hopefully generate some more money, put some more cash into the pullers' pockets. So that's our ultimate goal.
That is 100% the goal.
How many times and how many? What's the frequency of votes there, Brent?
Yep. So we did discuss this. Our original thought was just you're going to vote once. That was it. But we are going to open it up for fans to vote once per day. So you can vote once per day. I can track if you vote more than once. So please, don't. So
Brent, it should also be noted that Brent can tell what you're watching on TV, and there's a handful of things that are maybe a little unsettling. So the way to do that and to deal with that, only vote once a day.
Yep. So
that way you don't get on Brent's radar and he doesn't look at what you're watching on TV.
Just vote once a day. We'll make things a lot easier. Roger, we can get you on the list. We'll definitely put you on there.
Yes.
That's how easy it is. We know that you're going to a new class, so it's a pretty simple decision for us.
And for those of you pullers who have been invited but haven't made your call yet, haven't made up your mind yet, just know this. Paul is going to start calling at 7:00 on Christmas morning.
I may not actually get through, but I'm gonna sure as hell try.
Cheers, buddy.
No, but we are going to reach out to everybody that hasn't accepted just to do that. And we understand some people they're not going to commit. We knew that was going to happen. Some people are a wait and see. Some people maybe had a conflict with something else or whatever. If you're not going to commit and you are an initial invite, if you'll just let us know, that's fine.
You're not.
We completely understand. Whatever your position is. We're not calling you out or anything. We just want to make sure that you know that you have earned an initial invite. And if you are thinking about accepting, this is the deadline to do so. No, like I said, Brent just said it perfectly. We're not holding anything against you if you tell us no. But if you could do that up front, that's great. We would.
Your name does not go on a list
No.
Nobody gets
Yeah, we will-
blacklisted on
yes,
this.
and that's another thing too. Like, we'll eventually, once initial invites are done, I'm going to go on the website, put all those who did accept and pay, and then we're not going to put a list together who said what. I mean,
No.
you guys can go back and see who turned down their invite, but there's different reasons. Like we said, people are getting out of polling, people switched classes, people they're worried about farming, they just want to see what happens the first year, they just different things, prior obligations. It's like we said, it's not hurting our feelings. We understand that there's a lot of other reasons why you wouldn't be able to make the event, but after putting these lists together, there's plenty of pullers out there to fill these classes. So there is no reason to worry about anything.
Yes, Jared.
Good grief, Rip.
Yeah. But yeah, and so we're going to do this. Like I said, the goal is to get as much money into the pullers' hands as possible. And like I said, this is the best we can do is break even. We want the stands packed. We want to bring you the best show possible. We think that we're going to do that. We've got guys that are not initial invites that are reaching out to us and saying, how do we make sure we're on the fan vote? And I'm like, well, if the tractor hit the track in 2020 or 2021, sorry, you're on the page. And these guys are sitting, waiting on go just to get ready. So January 3rd, this is going to open up, and we want you guys to get on there, have fun with it. Think about your picks. And then the way this is going to work is we're going to do the first round of fan voting. It's going to be open for 2 weeks. And with all of those, like just say, for instance, the two-wheel drive trucks, there's 200 trucks in that class that are eligible for the fan vote. After 2 weeks, we're going to trim that down to the top 20 vote getters in that class. Then we're going to open the fan voting back up, and you're going to have a condensed list of the top 20 vote getters, and then you'll have to pick who gets in there, and then that round will determine who is invited to the championship. So there will actually be 2 rounds, but the second round will be cut down to the top 20 vote getters. So if your goal in this is not to make it, your goal is to make it to the second round. You're killing me, bud.
Couple things, just what Paul was saying. So yes, fan voting will open up on January 3rd. We said it'll be on Let's Go Polling Live. Here on Monday night on January 3rd. I will probably release it beforehand, so people can start. We can have some conversation about it. When we're live, people can say who we missed, stuff like that.
Yes.
So that'll probably go live sometime. I don't know. We'll figure out an exact time, and we'll post it on the Pullers Championship Facebook page. So just stay tuned to that. It'll take you right to the website. It'll be integrated in the website. So if you were to go and actually pretend to sign up, it'll look similar to that, but it'll just be a big list, and it'll have each class. The other thing is you'll be able to choose however many spots that we need to fill. So if we need to fill 5 spots in a class, you will be able to choose up to 5 tractors or trucks. You don't have to if you don't want to, but you have the option to choose up to 5 vehicles for that class. And it will actually close then on Friday, January 14th at 11:59 p.m. Central Time. That gives us a couple days to compile those top 20 lists, remake those forms, put them back online, and then on Monday, January 17th, we will open it back up for voting for the second round. It will close then on, I believe we are going to do that one on Friday, February 4th. So that gives another 2 weeks, or a little over 2 weeks. And then Farm Show Week is when we will announce the winners, or the top however many vehicles in each class that we need to fill. We will reach out to those pullers. If somebody declines it, we will just move down the list. That's why we have the top 20. So it's simple enough for us to know who the next invites would have to be. So if we have to go down to the 20th position, then we will know. So
Wilson, you're going to know all these trucks anyway, so don't worry about it. Jared Setter had a question about the sponsorship. So how we're doing this is we're seeking sponsors. to cover the fixed costs alone. So our fixed costs are the sled, the insurance, and things of that nature. Right now, we were still trying to get some information together to approach sponsors. Right now, we have committed about, I would say, close to 60% of our fixed costs. So we're still needing some sponsors. If you are looking to sponsor, $1,000 is what we're asking for, and you can go to the website and see what that gets. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to anyone on this panel, or Charles, or Leroy, or Jason, or anybody that you see on any of us talking heads, and we can explain more to you. But we are seeking some sponsorships, and so far the sponsorships have gone very well. So we are definitely looking for more. But if you are interested, the sponsorship form is on the Pullers Championship website, and you can print that off and send it in to the track at Holzhauer's with a check, and we will make sure that we got that all taken care of. So we're doing good in that. We need more, but we were really trying to focus on getting a lot of the classes set before we went down that road.
Yep. Just to bounce off Paul here, we do have, or if you look on the form, there is like an option for kind of like a specialized package for sponsorship. So if you want to do something more than $1,000, reach out to us. We can, come up with a different package that, would suit you for whatever you want to do.
Yes.
And again, any of our extra sponsorship money. So if we go over our fixed costs, it's going back into the purse. So the more sponsors we get, it's just going to benefit even more.
The more the pullers get paid.
So. Yes. And that is the goal 100%. We want to give the most money possible to the pullers, and we want you guys to promote it on your social media, get your fans involved, get them involved in the fan vote. If they can't be there at the show, they can buy the live stream. Be a great live stream, and it's just the same as being at the show. The live stream revenue will go into the pot as well. So we are all set up. We're going to be we've got a couple of people that are going to be busy doing some counting that weekend, and we intend to write checks to the pullers before they leave the grounds on Saturday night. If by chance we do have a rain out on one night, we will pull one night for the win. If we have a rain out on both nights, pullers get their entry fee back, and we will leave it at that. We are not trying to keep any money over for any kind of next year's pull. Like I said, the best we can do is break even. That's the goal, is to break even on this pull.
Can you go to Adam's comment?
Yes.
So we did discuss this, and we believe that it's just best to put it into the pot, unless we could get obviously enough sponsors to sponsor every class. Then it would be obviously different. But we just believe that just throw it all into one big pot and split it amongst all classes.
Yes.
The only way that one class would get more money than the other is if an invite would back out, that money for that, whoever that puller was, that class winner will take that money. So that $500 would, or I think we said we break it up like $300 for first, $200 for second, something like that.
Well, the other option there to do for the classes to get more money. So what we're going to do
to this point too.
Go for it, Brent. It was your idea. Go for it.
Yep. So we came up with the idea that we want to do a 50-50 raffle, obviously, to raise some more money. And so what we're going to do is on Friday night and Saturday night for the 50-50 raffle, we are going to give it 50 winning to obviously a winner. And then the other half that normally like the track would collect is going to go to one of the classes to the winner of that class. So essentially what's going to happen is we'll draw the winner, and we're going to actually allow the fan to choose their favorite class for who they want to take the money. So the winner of that class then would take the other half of the 50-50 winnings. So that's how we're also going to try to get back a little bit more. So we're hoping to see big 50-50 pots. And so a class, if we get so many people a night and they're going to be pulling for $5,000 in purse money, and then the 50-50 half is another $3,000. Well, now they just won $8,000 for the weekend. So that's how we're going to try to get back. We don't know how big the pots are going to be because this year's going to be a lot of unknowns. We don't know how many people are going to be there. We know roughly how many people show up for the other pulls at the track at Holes Hours, but with this year, with this pull, it's going to be a little bit different because I've been seeing a lot of people from a lot of different areas that say that they're going to be going, and I know for a fact that they probably have never been to one of the other pulls that has happened at this track. So I think that's exciting as well. And again, this whole 50-50 idea was just to kind of put more into, a puller, two pullers at least pockets, and what they want to do with it. They decide that they want to split it amongst the top three. They can do that. They want to split it amongst the whole class. They can do that. If they want to keep it all, we're just gonna give it to the winner. They can do what they want with it. So
and this is something that a lot of people have talked about for a long time, and they have never. To our knowledge, it's never been done like this, and we could not have done this without the support of Brad Holzauer and the track at Holes Hours. We approached Brad about this, and Brad is a guy that he wants to bring the best show possible, more so than anything else that he's worried about. So he stepped up and he said, "Yep, let me know what I need to do. How can I help? And let's do this. Let's make it." And he's been working with us behind the scenes to try to get everything the way that we'd like it to go. And he's been great at, hey, maybe we should do things like this, or what do you think about this? And
yep, he's definitely been giving us feedback, and he's definitely he wants to make sure that this becomes a successful event. And
yes,
you can tell that he's passionate for what we're doing, and that he wants this to become something big for, not only him, but for us and the whole polling community, because it's something that's never been done before. And we think that it can be a big event. And we have numbers crunched for, if we get the size of, Fort Recovery, Ohio, or, a Chapel Hill or something like that these purse numbers, we're writing out checks of like $20,000, close to $20,000.
Yeah, we're gonna need a lot of fan support.
Yeah, I mean, ultimate goal, 20 years. If we could do that, it'd be awesome. And even with writing out checks at large, sixth place is still walking home with a couple $1,000s too. That's our ultimate goal. If we can get as big as some of these super national events and these, some of the bigger events in the country, I mean, we know it's going to take a long time, but we do not want to keep a single penny. We want it all to go back into the puller's pocket. So that's our ultimate goal. And then we also want to be able to make sure fans have the ability to be involved as well. And that's where the fan voting comes in. That's where we came up with the idea too for the 50-50, that instead of us or deciding which class or randomly deciding which class, let's have the fan decide what class they wanted to go to. And we also said too that they cannot pick the same class each night. So we do want it to go to two different classes. So Friday night they pick, let's say, the modified tractors. The second night cannot go to the modified tractors. They'd have to choose a second class for it to go to. So,
yep. A couple of things to consider. If you want to camp there at the track, you can do so. There are no hookups as far as electric and water for campers, but if you want to bring your camper in, that's fine. If you could just shoot us a message. We're trying to keep track of how many, just to make sure we don't run into an issue. We want to make sure we've got room. We are not even close to running out of room, but I know sometimes you can have a whole bunch of campers, and we want to try to have a plan as to where to park everybody. So if you want to camp, that is obviously something that can be done. We're not charging anything for camping because we want as many fans there as possible. You'll just have to pay your gate fee to get in through the gate, your $15 per person, and come and enjoy the show. Like I said, the pullers will be there. You'll have access to, talking to them, anything like that. We do have a couple of spots for media. If you're wanting to do some of the media stuff, you need to contact us, specifically those.
Just message the page.
Yeah, just message the page. We all can see it, but we're not going
to have any issues with media stuff. We just discussed that we just want to keep it limited so we don't have a whole clown posse worth of media getting in everybody's way. We've all been around that before. I won't be doing any media stuff. Obviously, Cody and Roos will be doing that. And, I'll be up in the lift doing the live stream. But it's just to kind of keep things a little bit more organized and making sure people are out of the way. We just don't want to have a lot of people that aren't, familiar with doing tractor pulling stuff, and, or just some random people that do get in the way. We've all also been on the opposite side of that, or on that side where people aren't in our way, and you really just don't want that. So we'll get media badges made. So, the track officials and, some of our helpers know who are the media, the people part of the media. So just message the page. We'll get a hold of you. We'll let you know. If you are in the grandstands, you just want to take video, you don't want to be trackside, taking video is fine. Obviously,
Brent, aren't we putting out an application? I know we had talked about that.
Yeah, we can.
I think we should. From a management perspective, it'll make it a lot easier for Cody and I.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So
it'll be on the page, and we'll get it out there. We'll get a post out there once that's up, and we will definitely make sure that you guys know about it.
Yeah. And there's no way we're letting that Wilson guy come, right?
No.
The other thing too with the media is just no live streaming of your own to your Facebook pages and stuff like that. That's going to pull away from our live stream, which we charge for, which then
you're taking money out of the puller's pocket.
So we don't want that to happen. If you get caught doing it, we will ask you to leave. It's just.
And if you want to get on there and just do a little cut in a couple minutes or whatever and say, hey, I'm here, check this out.
Yeah.
Here
just
comes
no full event live streams.
Yes.
Don't bring a tripod to the grandstands.
Yes. Yeah. So we're just, like I said, we're trying to get as much money in the puller's pocket, generating that as that's what we're going to do. So Brenton Rogers, there is not an all session pass for sale in January in Shipshewana.
Yes, there is.
Yes, there is.
Advanced tickets online. It's online only though, so you have to do it online.
Otherwise, you can buy your stuff at the puller. And
Brenton, you just need to buy a box seat, Brenton.
There you go.
That way, you've always got somewhere to hang when you're not in the pits doing your thing. Yada yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can come around and harass you when you're there.
Paul, I did want to touch base too for the whole camping thing. So another kind of unique aspect of the camping is the whole kind of like the grounds for camping integrates into the pit area as well. Mm-hmm. So come hang out with the pullers at night. A lot of them do hang out. Get to know them. Sit around, listen to the stories. You don't even have to talk to them. You can literally just be just sitting there and just listening to them. That's how I've heard a lot of great stories. Is a lot of pullers will just sit there, and that's where you learn a lot of different things about who these people are, their history, and stuff like that. So that's also a neat aspect. So if you do camp, come and hang out. I mean, we'll all be down there too. So it's a fun experience as well. Just the after dark hours. Yeah,
and we will have a separate area for campers and haulers, but it's like you walk across the grass lot. I mean, you're not off in some other field somewhere else, or where you got to have golf carts and side by sides and stuff like that. So
if you do need a side by side, Brad will be happy to sell you one.
Yes,
they'll even have a full tank of gas.
Yes. But yes, so any of that, if you have any questions about anything facility related or anything like that, please message the page. We all see it. So we'll get back with you as soon as we can. Usually somebody's messaging you back within, I would say, at least 10 minutes, if not sooner. So just get a hold of us. There's a bunch of us that are on there that we can get your questions answered.
All right, let's move on. We've talked about the Pullers Championship for like 45 minutes. There's gotta be something else that we can talk about that's just maybe a little bit nearer term. Anyone heard any good rumors lately?
Yeah. Everyone hears rumors.
Well, hit us with a good one then.
Well, I know in Wisconsin, obviously, I like my light super stock class. So
You
But there's-
live and breathe that light super stock.
Yes.
Don't try and downplay it.
Yeah, so light super class in Wisconsin, obviously, it's pretty much a Grand National class almost every weekend, especially when the Spiegelbergs and Marcus show up. But yeah, we will be having an old tractor. I'm not gonna drop anything. You guys can just wait, or if you already know, that's a whole nother thing. But there's a tractor that used to pull with came out of like the same area as the rest of the 4 New Holland tractors. It is a New Holland tractor. It went
I
to
didn't
new
think you were going to
owners.
drop that part.
Yeah, went to a new owner. He signed up for points for Wisconsin Tractor Pullers Association, and just has waiting on a couple more parts, and pretty much, got it back up, hopefully into a competitive state. I know last time I was out on the track, I had some issues with it. So there's that rumor. There's also another rumor of another blue tractor. May not run on alcohol, that may be running in the light super stock class. For you, Adam Wilson, because I know you like those smokers in that class. But there's another one came back. So that's another rumor, and then hopefully we'll get a couple more of our light supers out. But we're looking at 8 to 10 tractors every weekend for light super on the state level. So, and then I heard a couple of things about mini rods in Wisconsin too. A couple, just they're being put together. It's just on when they'll be out. So that's exciting for me because that's my other, I guess, class that I like to follow. So, but I'm not going to drop the actual rumors because you guys can just wait for yourself. And I think I've already told you guys anyway, so you guys know.
Plus, it's more fun watching everybody squirm.
Mm-hmm. But I think people will be excited about the one if or when it does hit the track, because it's got a lot of history to it. So,
Interesting.
And the owner is pretty cool himself. So,
is this your way of trying to tell us that you bought a light super?
No, I still am paying off my student loans.
Right. That.
Yeah.
How's the truck coming? How's Dad's truck coming?
I haven't touched it because the cost of putting the engine back together or rebuilding the motor in 8 months went up $400. So,
oh yeah,
actually no, $700, $400 just for the heads.
Brent is available to be sponsored. You can reach him at I need sponsorship at BrentYarn.com, and I'm
Or message me.
Happy to work things out with you.
Yeah.
Same thing goes for me.
Yeah, I've also just haven't had time lately to do a whole lot anyways, but maybe one of these days I'll get the bottom end of it together, and I've just been trying to buy the parts for it, and every time I go on there, I about puke looking at the price.
Welcome to the fun.
You should just have Paul mill you some parts. Just send him all the stuff you need. He can make it
cheaper at this
point. He can make it.
Paul's making lots of parts. Paul's making some interesting stuff, and I've got some stuff for somebody that's going to the farm show. So that's kind of
I'm excited for that one.
Priority number one, and we're trying to get some guys set up. But yeah, and then we've got some changes to our own tractor coming.
Oh, I do want to drop another thing on the Pullers Championship, but today or as of this morning, we had 2 more modified tractors sign up. So starting to fill or get some pullers in that class to sign up. So be on the lookout for those to get posted. So, and I think that class will be pretty good too, because even if we don't, well, obviously we know with the Boyds, they're not going to be signing up.
Mm-hmm.
But even if we get the ones that we have now, there shouldn't be an issue filling that with 12, because we have heard from quite a few of them that they will be there if they get invited. So
we do have a clarification to make on that. We know that the Boyds will not be signing up those mods, but we did discuss it. And should someone purchase one or both of those tractors, the big mods, one little bonus is you're going to get the invite with it. Now
Yep.
you've got a couple of weeks to do it.
I would say, I think we'd have to come to a discussion still, but if it were to happen before the end of our fan voting,
Yes.
and they were to want to
get a full,
invite, then we would more than likely extend it to them, and then we would just take one spot off the fan votes. So it does give them a little bit more time. But
Yes.
yeah, if somebody were to buy that or one, both, that they would be able to accept those invites. So,
But
And
they're
when
the only ones. Nobody else gets an extension.
Correct. I believe that's all of them that
that's
are on this list.
Now, the one thing that I forgot what I was going to say. It was good. I forget what it was. Oh, yes. The one thing that I'm not sure that we mentioned, and I know we've talked about it before, but if you sign up for this, if you commit to this Pullers Championship and you're an invite or you're a fan vote, it's a $500 entry. And we do that because we call it a competition contract or
commitment fee.
Yeah. So that's what it's called. But every puller that hooks here will get at least that money back. You will walk away with basically pulling for nothing because you're going to get at least $500 back on the guaranteed minimum payout is actually more than $500 just by a little bit. The more fans we get, the higher that number goes. So nobody's going to be out that $500 entry fee. Everybody's going to get that back at least.
Yep.
So it's like I said, it's a competition kind of a contract. We want your buy-in that you're going to show up. And the thing about it is we're going to put it out there to everyone on social media and the Beer Money page, the reach. I mean, we've seen 64 million people, timeline reached or whatever I should say, in 30 days. We're going to put it out there that you're coming. And if your fans want to see it, we want you to get behind it as well and put it out there that you're coming. We're going to let people know we want you to come. We don't want you to pay $500 and then, something came up. Something inevitably will come up with someone. That's fine. We've had pullers that say, I don't know if I can make it or not, but I'm going to take the chance. We understand completely. But if you show up and you hook, you're going to get at least your entry fee back. And you can get a whole lot more. And you're gonna be before any of the Grand National hooks, any PPL hooks, any of those. You'll be before that. You'll get to pull against some of the top competition in the United States and see how you stack up. See if those winter changes are where you want them to be. It's a data pass for some guys. Friday night they come in, make some changes Saturday, just like a regular hook, and you get a little testing tune before you hit the track for points. So we're pretty excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Like I said, I can't wait for that fan voting to open up.
Yep.
And yes, we will be able to fan vote ourselves. So we aren't.
But only once per day. Yeah. We can only fan vote once per day too. So.
Yep. And I guess the other thing with fan voting as well is we aren't going to be doing any updates on where people stand. It's going to be, you guys are going to be voting blind. You're not going to know where they sit until we come out with that, with the results. And we'll go through. We use something called Jot forms that we're able to, it'll show you all the statistics of all the voting. So we'll go through all that. You'll be able to see who got the top votes and everything. And we'll put it together in a little slideshow again. And it'll be fun. And rumors on Boyd's mods. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't heard a thing.
Crickets. But if somebody wanted to get into the mod game, that's a good place to start.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with the PPL points champion tractor.
Yep. That is for sure.
Well, guys, we are rapidly approaching 2 hours. We got anything more? We're going to call it.
I don't have anything more than Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to all of the fans, to all of the pullers that watch the show, to all of us to all of you guys that are here, to all of you that are not here. Just have a good holiday. We got some exciting stuff coming up, and I'm really, really excited to see what's coming.
Yep, it'll be good holidays, and I can't wait because once we get through the holidays, then we're going into indoor polling season, and things will get ramping up here quick. We'll have a lot more to discuss other than us just rambling on here. So it'll be fun. We'll really start getting into the thick of things.
Good deal.
Sure.
Hey, y'all have a Merry Christmas, all right?
Yep.
You too.
Take care.
All right. We'll see y'all.